Hello, gorgeous. Do you want to see something cool? Thai for pumpkin is fucked on. Chef's. Hello, you. Today we are ranking and rating Thai curries that you have not tried before. Let's get into it. Look at this. It's Kangbu Kanonjing, so it's a yellow southern style crab curry, and it's served alongside these Kanonjing, which are fermented rice noodles. We'll go in for some of that crab curry first. Look at that, loads of crab meat in there. That is exceptional. The first flavors that hit you are turmeric, galangal, a pepper. They got a little hint of lime leaf in there as well. A creamy coconut milk, and that sweet, sweet crab. Absolutely fantastic. We'll try the Kanonjin by itself. So it's like a rice noodle, but it's got a very faint sort of fermented or almost acidic funk to it. Mix some of the Kanonjin noodles with that crab curry. All of that crab curry. That's a bite. Got light, spicy, aromatic curry itself, but then you've got it cooled down and by those cold noodles. Together, these make a perfect combination. Plus, all the fresh and pickled veggies. This is a complete dish. Have a look at that. That's Khwaeng wolf. So it's a minced pork dry curry. Now, this dish is renowned, like lots of southern food, but this dish is renowned for being exceptionally spicy. Let's see if it is. The first flavor that hits you is lemongrass. Punches its way all the way through everything else. You've got lemongrass, you've got galangal again, hint of black pepper, and yes, this is fucking spicy. The thing that I love about dry style curries is that the absence of coconut milk intensifies the flavor. So it's not mellowed out and sweetened. So all you get is that raw curry paste, the rendered pork fat from it being cooked, combined. Chef's kiss. We are off to a great start. Stick around, because next we are going to a 100-year-old market to taste a green curry like you've never seen it before. At Nang Leong Market, these guys have been here for over 100 years, and we're about to hit up one of the most famous local curry spots here in Bangkok. Have a gander at this. Well, we've started off with two classics. So we've got a green and a massaman. These guys are famous for their beef tendon and green curry. So look at that. The first thing that hits you is the freshness. So you got coriander, you've got galangal, lime leaf, finger root, home. Big, fresh flavor hit to the face. Next thing that comes is that mellow, juicy, sort of unctuous beef tendon. Now that's been cooked down for hours, so it melts in the mouth as soon as you bite into it. The reason they're cooked low and slow is so it gives the fibers inside time to break down. And they need to be gently broken down as opposed to shocked with a high fast heat. Good chefs are able to transform unfavored cuts like tendons into absolute beauty, magic. Have a look at that. This is Rutana's chicken massaman. First of all, look at that. Look at that giant piece of chicken you get. Go in for some of this chicken. Now, massaman is often known as a Muslim curry. So it's got Persian or Middle Eastern roots. It's made its way over to Thailand. So you've got flavors like cumin, cinnamon, and cardamom. There's cashew nuts, or in this case, peanuts, that help to thicken the sauce as well. Pumpkin. Fun fact, Thai for pumpkin is fucked on. Complete contrast, you've got the light, punchy, zesty, herbaceous, very spicy green curry. On the other hand, you've got the massaman, which is sweet, nutty, warm, comforting. Make sure you stick around, because next we're going to go and have a look at two curries that you most definitely have not tried before. Next up on our curry adventure, we're in OV Kitchen, and these guys serve food generally associated with the royal family or the Thai courts. Let's get into it. First up, look at that. That is Genki Lek. Now, what makes this special is that it is made with cassia leaves. It's the brother, the twin brother of a cinnamon plant. So it's the leaves from the cinnamon plant, not the bark that we're used to. The leaves are actually toxic. So they are boiled, water's thrown away, they're boiled again. This is repeated about 4 or 5 times until they're safe to eat. So let's see what it's like. The first thing that hits you is the bitterness of those leaves. They've got a very bitter, metallic-like vibe to them. The protein I'm going for is grilled pork. The fattiness and the smokiness of that grilled pork perfectly balances out the sort of bitter vibes that you're getting from the cassia leaves themselves. Now, I've got rice, but I've also got this crispy roti. Now, these roti are homemade. Look at the layers. Oh my God. Bitter leaves, fatty pork, creamy, spicy curry, plus this crispy roti. Absolute match made in heaven. Have a look at this. Wang, or it's an orange or yellow fish curry. So we're going to go in for a bite of absolutely everything. So there's some sea bass on there, some of the sauce, and some of that bamboo. That's super spicy, very, very sour. So big hit from lime and tamarind in there. You've got the fermented sort of funky taste of the bamboo, but then it's all mellowed out by that beautiful chunky sea bass. Now, again, comes from the southern regions of Thailand, so the provinces like Surat Thani. Very different to the last one, which had a really bitter but creamy profile. This is going to be sour. It's going to be sour and spicy. Punch you in the face. Chef's choice winner today is Gangbu Canon Jean. Absolutely flawless. Get yourself down to Yellow Curry Studio. Address is below. Make sure you subscribe because next episode we are going to be exploring Thailand's love for pork. In a bit, guys.